Premier Planet, it's your favorite MC, JB, Justin Barlow, here inside the Premier Studio in Woodstock, Illinois, where we just wrapped up PPW 100. We made it, baby, and it's all thanks to you guys out there in the Premier Planet. Thank you all so much for your continued support of PPW throughout 100 tapings. Yes, we put a lot of hard work into it, a lot of perseverance, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, but if it wasn't for all of you, we never would have made it this far. So thank you all so much for your continued support of us here at PPW. Sorry, I'm a little choked up. It's a big night for all of us here. If you weren't able to make it out to Woodstock to see our taping, here's what you missed. The opening contest of the evening, Chase Gosling against the undefeated Ulysses S. Adams. Now, this was a non-title match, so Chase didn't have to worry about that gold strap being taken, but still, both guys with a lot to lose in this one. As I stated, Ulysses S. Adams, thus far undefeated here in PPW, and Chase Gosling, well, he's been on a hot streak ever since winning that gold from Scott Colton. So he wanted to really keep that momentum flowing. Now these guys, very even in size and the power game. They tried to outpower each other, outslam each other, outbody press each other. Leave it to Chase. Leave it to Chase. He gets in a situation where he's able to get on Ulysses for the pin, and he notices that the ref isn't really looking because he's watching Ulysses' shoulders, so he sneaks his feet onto the second rope to get a little added leverage, and 1, 2, 3, Ulysses' streak is done for here in PPW, and Chase Gosling picks up another moral victory here. But Ulysses S. Adams, gracious in defeat, he walks out, high-fives the fans, carries Old Glory proudly. Much honor to you, Ulysses. Following that, brutal, absolutely brutal beatdown, one that the Premier Planet has been itching to see for weeks. Irish Andy Anderson finally gets his hands on Ronnie Metro. If you haven't been keeping up, a couple of weeks ago, Ronnie put Andy on the shelf after pile driving him headfirst into the mat. Andy had to miss a week of action, and he was thirsty. He came in grunting and almost howling to get at Ronnie. Now this was a brawl. You almost didn't need a wrestling ring for this one. This was like something you'd see in a bar room. These guys just took a fight to each other, beating each other down left and right, and it was redemption time. The Premier Planet got to see it, and Andy Anderson had it delivered. He got the win over Ronnie Metro, and Andy Anderson, finally gets that measure of retribution. Meanwhile, Ronnie walks out of the Premier Studio with egg on his face here tonight. Big time win for Andy, big time loss for Ronnie. Following that, amazing, absolutely amazing. We have not seen this particular individual in PPW for the better part of a year. He's been on the shelf nursing various nagging injuries, and he came back here tonight. And I'm talking about the former PPW World Heavyweight Champion, the Persian powerhouse Malad Akbar, who, if you remember, is also on NXT radar. He had a tryout with WWE a few years ago, and they have 3 answers: yes, no, and wait. And they are watching him. They're watching him closely, and he came back ready and raring to go in the Premier Studio tonight, and his opponent, the PPW veteran, Texas Pete. Now, talk about opposites. Texas Pete, he likes to utilize that eccentric style and play mind games with his opponent. Malad is all business, all ground and pound, using that power, using that agility that he's become so renowned for here in PPW, especially during his almost 2-year streak as the world champion. These guys, oh my goodness, this was fun to watch, to say the least. Malad, pure Persian fire here tonight. He wanted to come back with emphasis, and he did just that. As Texas Pete was looking for the win, Malad is able to get him into the camel clutch, and Texas Pete has nowhere to go. He's in the middle of the ring, and he has no choice but to tap out. And in his first night back here in PPW, Malad Akbar picks up a big win, a huge moral win, and we'll see. And I'm pretty sure, I can almost guarantee it, he is thinking about getting that world title back around his waist. He wants to be at the top of this company, and he put an exclamation on that here tonight. And then in our main event, well, first, before we get to the main event, because it was PPW 100, we here at Premier Pro Wrestling decided it wouldn't be right to celebrate the 100th taping without crediting the guy who made it happen in the first place, our CEO, Rockin' Randy Ritchie. And we here at Premier Pro Wrestling, well, we wanted to give him a little token of our appreciation. So we were going to present him with a little bit of a plaque, with a small plaque, which he appreciated. But as I'm in the ring with Randy, it was the two of us. All of a sudden, I feel the ring shake behind me. In bolts Ronnie Metro, and he completely just, there's no other word for it. He assaulted Randy Ritchie. Put the boots to him, put the fist to him. He even took that nice plaque and hit him with it. This is the CEO of our company, Ronnie Metro, showing absolutely no regard for that. As Ronnie's laying into Randy, Andy Anderson comes down. We think he's going to be Randy's salvation, but no. Ronnie gets the jump on Andy, and what does he bring out? He brings out a pair of handcuffs and handcuffs Andy to the bottom rope, so Andy has to watch on helplessly as Ronnie is beating the snot out of our CEO. Andy finally gets loose, not in enough time to chase off Ronnie because by then Ronnie had just bolted, but he was able to get on top of Randy, prevent anybody else from trying to pick the bones. We got a few shady characters here, in case nobody's noticed. But, just what an unbelievable turn here. We're trying to commemorate this huge occasion, and Ronnie Metro has to come in and try and make a statement out of it. And it makes you shake your head. It really does. And we wish our CEO, Randy Ritchie, all the best in trying to recover from the injuries he sustained here tonight. And then in our main event, this one was hotly anticipated. So hotly anticipated. The three of these guys have been battling back and forth for a couple of months now, trying to seize that coveted #1 contender spot. It finally came down to a triple threat match here tonight. It was the world exclusive Matt Vine, Iniestra, and the former champ, the human video game, Scott Colton, in a triple threat match. I would say this one's exciting, but the word exciting doesn't give it justice. These guys poured everything they had into this match. They knew the stakes, not only with the #1 contendership, but with it also being our biggest milestone to date, PPW 100. They left it all in the ring, and they gave the fans more than their money's worth. It was aerial tactics. Matt Vine even flew. We even saw Matt Vine fly here tonight. You don't see that too often in Premier Pro Wrestling. Near fall after near fall, these guys had each other scouted so well, and then it turned out a little bit of a team up here between Scott Colton and Matt Vine. They get Iniestra on the top rope. It looks like they're going to go and try and double suplex him for double the impact. They manage to pull off the suplex, but Iniestra incredibly gets his legs up, manages to wrap around both Vine and Colton's legs. Iniestra, 1, 2, 3, he is your new #1 contender. Absolutely incredible match. Congratulations, Iniestra, on becoming #1 contender, and congratulations to all three of these participants for just putting on an amazing matchup here at PPW 100. So next week, Iniestra is going to be able to cash in that opportunity when he faces the champ, Chase Gosling. But Matt Vine and Scott Colton, they're not out of it yet. They don't have to go to the bottom of the line because after putting on that incredible show, they have been granted a #1 contenders match one-on-one against each other. And also next week, after what transpired here tonight, Andy Anderson is once again going to be able to get his hands on Ronnie Metro. And as angry as Andy was tonight and as focused as he was tonight, I guarantee that's going to come at least twofold back on Ronnie next week. Once again, Premier Planet, I want to thank you all so much for sticking by us through 100 tapings. Don't forget to check us out online. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter at Premier Planet. We're now on Snapchat. You can follow us at the same handle, at Premier Planet. Visit us on YouTube, subscribe to our channel. A whole lot of great classic PPW matches on there. And don't forget to check out PremierProWrestling.com. And as always, keep that word of mouth going. It's the best advertising there is. Keep telling your family and friends about us. Get yourselves out to 1230 Davis Road. We are here each and every Saturday night for your viewing pleasure. Once again, I'm Justin Barlow. It has been my absolute honor to be your master of ceremonies here at PPW 100 and every night here at Premier Pro Wrestling. We'll see you guys out here at 1230 Davis Road in the Premier Studio.